Alright, we are live! Yay! Good evening, everybody! Welcome to another wonderful stream of Asagao Academy! For those of you who are joining us for the first time, my name is Gina, aka the Gina Chew. If you look in the chat, you can see all the social media to follow if you want to keep up with me. But I have been, for quite some time now, playing Asagao Academy, and we're going to stream some more tonight, which is really super exciting. So why don't we pick up right where we left off, which was right here on day 8. Okay, now I believe we should have a new diary entry to read. Yes, okay. So this is the diary entry for day 8 at Asagao Academy. So let's read this, and we will get started. Dear Diary, video games are surprisingly fun. I mean, I know I liked to play with them when I was a kid, but now I'm wondering what would have happened if I had access to them after I moved. If we weren't so damn poor, would I be competing too? Would I be making them? Of course not, that's silly, but it makes me kind of bitter. I guess I'm glad I'm finally getting to experience them now. I might never have known. So it seems like the disparity between the way that Hana was raised and the life that the other students at Asagao live is kind of maybe getting to her a little bit. It's just interesting. It's a very kind of human thing. But let's continue. Okay. As the chill weather of early spring faded and warmth stretched across Asagao, I itched to go outside. With Satch's book in hand, I took to the streets. Yeah, we haven't read Satch's book in a while, actually. Since many people realized how rare this moment was, most of the usual benches and grassy spots were taken. I kept walking until I came to the soccer field. There was a practice game being held, and PBG and his friend Jeff were running across the field. Being a skirmish, the bleachers were almost completely empty. Students scattered the shiny metal seats, but there was more than enough room for me. In one swift motion, practiced many times over in my life, I sat down, spun my backpack into the space next to me, and pulled out my book. I know those movements very well. I was nearly done with it, and I wanted to see if I could finish it today. It was due a few days ago, so I was under pressure. At a pause in my reading, I looked up to watch PBG on the field. A shock of color at the base of the bleachers caught my eye. It looked like some kind of metallic candy wrapper, and a pang of annoyance struck me. There was a trash can nearby. Why litter? But as I jumped down the steps of the bleacher, and nearly slipped off one, it became clear that it wasn't trash. The colors changed as the angle of the light did. It was an iridescent purple figurine. Itty bitty and a kitty! Oh no! I sensed Gerard somewhere! Was it Gerard's? He was the only person I knew who collected them. I held it up to the nearest student, who shook his head. I was free for a while. Gerard was really into the IBK scene, so if it wasn't his, he'd probably know who it belonged to. One problem. I had no idea where his room was. That is true, we don't know where Gerard's room is. Conveniently, at that moment, PBG ran off the field to get a drink. I approached him, holding the kitty in front of myself like a talisman.
Hey!
Oh, look at his outfit! That's awesome! Hey, PBG, do you know Gerard's room number? I think he dropped this. I held the kitty up again, and it glimmered in the sun. Much like PBG just... I'm sorry. I knew something cheesy was coming. Hold on. Much like PBG just now, with all his physical activity. Oh! Gerard was just here. It has to be his. I asked him to bring me my goalie gloves. I wasn't ready to take Mick Jones's place today. Mick Jones is in this game? Oh, that's cool. Mick Jones got a shout out. Sweet. That's pretty cool. Well, his room is right across from mine. Oh, great. Thank you so much.
Hey.
Hurry up, PBG. Hey, Jeff. How is you and your incredible cheekbones doing? PBG groaned. It wasn't much of a break.
See ya.
Gotta go. Good luck. He took a huge gulp from his water bottle, then poured the rest on his head and jumped back into the game. His teammates patted him on the back as he rejoined them. I placed the IBK in my uniform's Lilliputian's pocket and head to Bluebell. As I entered Bluebell House, a passing boy frowned at me. Was I even allowed to be here by myself? I shook my head. There was no time to be afraid. Yes, we have to get the itty-bitty kitty to Gerard. We have to. Today, I had a mission. Just as PPG said, there was a door right across his room. I knocked and fished the IBK from my pocket. Ah, and of course Shane answered. Shane answered the door, not at all pleased to see me. Hi, Shane. How are you? He was Gerard's roommate? Yeah, they mentioned that during the game. I don't know if Hana picked up on that, but Gerard and Shane kind of inferred that they were roommates. He was Gerard's roommate? Why? Oh, why was he Gerard's roommate? I tried to laugh to defuse the situation, but it was weak. I felt like I was only making things worse. I didn't know what went on in Shane's mind. He looked at the IBK in my hands. Gerard should be back in a few minutes. Okay, I'll just wait in the common room. When he gets back, can you tell him to try and find me? I could read downstairs. Even if it took Gerard an hour to get back, I could keep myself occupied. Shane sighed and leaned against the doorframe. I could tell him, but it would be much easier if you waited in here. He put his hand out, gesturing me inside. Alright, thanks. Oh, awkwardly alone with Shane. I entered the room and stood smack in the middle of it. Shane plopped into a chair in front of what must have been his desk. I sat down in what I assumed to be Gerard's chair on the opposite side. Shane swiveled around and started to click something on his laptop. Seeing as he wasn't much for small talk, I turned to observing the room. The room was well decorated, one could say. There were a lot of itty-bitty kitties, each arranged neatly with its brethren of similar design. I guess this is the itty-bitty kitties right here. All around here. This is obviously Gerard's side of the room. Every empty space not filled with school-related objects was covered by the pads of a cute little cat, or at least the sealed box of one. Even parts of Shane's shells had IBK on them. I see an art set up here too. That's interesting. I'm just sorry. I'm looking at the background. I see art here too. I like these posters. Anyway, I must digress. I had to admit it was kind of endearing. Something about the dedication required was sweet. Do you collect itty-bitty kitties too? Not really. They're Gerard's. I don't mind. I see. It's kind of niche. I'm surprised you're into them. Oh, no! I don't collect them. I just found this one on the side of the field. PPG said Gerard was there earlier, so I came to find out whether it was his. My hastiness to disown the figure did not go unnoticed by Shane, who made a face at me. Oh, there's no pleasing this guy! I've heard his romance is super difficult too, so I'm not surprised. If it's not Gerard's, he'll probably know whose it is, right? It's probably Gerard's. I smoothed my thumb over the plastic kitty absent-mindedly. Shane returned to whatever he was doing online, and I conversed with the figure in my hand. Who's a pretty kitty? Who's a pretty kitty? You are! Why, Hana? Why are you doing this? Gerard came back about 2 minutes later.
Hey, Shane.
Hey, Shane! And Hana? He held 2 coffees in his hands. Suddenly he turned pink. And what are you two doing in here? Alone. Together? Oh, trust me, it is not what you think. We're not doing anything. Hana was looking for you.
Really?
Really? How can I help, Hana? He gave a coffee to Shane and offered the other one to me. Good guy, Gerard! Here, take mine. I would have gotten you one too if I knew you were here. That's really nice of you, but no thanks. I just came to see if this was yours. For what felt like the 10th time in the last half hour, I displayed the itty-bitty kitty.
Oh, wow!
Oh, yes! Gerard almost dropped his coffee as he leaped forward. I lost this today. Where did you find it? It was near the field. PPG told me you were there earlier, so I wanted to give it back to you. I handed the figure to Gerard, who looked about ready to kiss it.
You're the best.
Thank you, Hana. Thank you. You didn't action. Sorry. Oh, we get a special introduction to the Itty Bitty Kitty collection. I'm very excited. In this room, I have 247 itty bitty kitties of every shape and size. Oh my god. This is the newest set, the Catastrophe. Maybe zip up your pockets next time.
I promise.
You bet I'll take a lot of precautions to make sure this never happens again. He placed it delicately on the shelf with the other kitties that had the same iridescent properties. Gerard looked at me while I viewed his hardened assemblage.
Right.
Oh, duh, Gerard, you dummy! How rude of me to not at least introduce you to my collection. Sorry. Oh, we get a special introduction to the Itty Bitty Kitty collection. I'm very excited. In this room, I have 247 Itty Bitty Kitties of every shape and size. Oh my god. This is the newest set, the Catastrophes. They're a band. They're really popular right now. I traded my rare extras for these the other day. Oh, that's what he was trading in the lunchroom. The one you brought back to me is from a set of 4 that are called Opalescents. Currently, they're the only shinies. They were so pretty. My gaze fixated on them. I'm just missing the last Opalescent. It's a purple one, Princess Pumpernickel. Yeah, he mentioned Princess Pumpernickel before. I've tried everywhere, but no one has them in stock. But there's only 3 copies in the world, so it's not really surprising. Oh, it's one of those ridiculously rare things. It's more surprising that I managed to get these ones. I have one of the most complete collections in the world. People think that the Kitties company gives me the newest figures, but I earn all my IBK. I can tell this took a lot of hard work. I'm amazed at how much effort you put into this. He sighed heavily and sat down on his bed.
Complete it.
Thanks, Hana. I just wish I could get that last figure. I could finish my collection and the kitties would all have their friends together in one place. I wish I could help. Don't worry about it, Hana. This is my battle to fight. I nodded, then glanced at my watch.
See you later.
Oh, I should go. I really wanted to finish my book today, but if you ever need help, I'm here. I stood up, then waved to the both of them.
Bye.
Bye, Hana. Thanks again.
Bye.
See ya. Oh, we got a smile from him at least. Probably because he's happy to see me go. God damn it, Shane. Thankfully, I managed to finish my book. It took more time than I expected, though, and by the time I got back to my room, it was dark outside. When I opened the door to my room, the lights were off. I flicked them on, and the huddled form of Mai hugging a stuffed purple bear appeared on her bed.
Hello.
I'm back! Oh no! Mai glanced at me, then buried her face in her bear. Was she sulking? It was unlike her to be so unenergetic. Oh, did something happen with Jared? Oh no. Are you okay? It's time for you to comfort your friend the way she's comforted you. Let's do it, Hana. Let's up our best friend level here. That doesn't sound very okay. Mai glanced at me again, her face a light shade of pink, like she was holding her breath. You know, you could tell me anything. You've helped me out a lot, so it's the least I can do in return, right? Besides, we're friends. Mai sighed and threw the bear on the floor where it lay as if screaming in agony. It's not fair. She sighed again. Are you... Oh, you're super jelly, aren't you? I know it's terrible to think like this, but even though I'm really happy for you, getting to be friends with those guys, it's just not fair. Those guys? Who? The Normal Boots Club? It's just that I've been a fan of them for so long, and I love Jared forever. And then here you come out of the blue with your pink hair, and just like that, you're friends. Oh, you had to mention the hair. It's a sensitive subject. She snapped her fingers in front of her face. But here I've been trying this whole time, and Jared doesn't even know my name. I know I'm being stupid, and I feel bad, but I still... Oh no! So we can either say, yeah, I understand, or tell her she's being a brat, or say they're your friends too. I mean, honestly, they've been talking to Hana and interacting with her a lot more, but I feel like Mai's part of the pack. I mean, they've been talking to Mai a little bit. I think that Mai probably is just so intimidated because she's put the Normal Boots guys up on such a pedestal that she probably feels like they're this big unattainable thing when really I feel like all she has to do is just kind of, you know, open up a little bit more and chat with them a little bit more. And I think that she could be just as close with them as Hana is. So I think the appropriate way to go, and this is how I would feel if I were in this situation, is they're your friends too. They're your friends too, Mai. Mai smiled weakly at me. They wouldn't be my friends if it wasn't for you. Mai. I'm going to sleep. She turned over and closed her eyes without even taking off her uniform. I turned off the light and walked to the bear she threw in the middle of the room. I'm sorry, too. I said it quietly, but even as the words left my lips, I knew they were a lie. Okay, so this is a new day, so before we continue on with this, we're going to... Actually, let's save. I haven't been saving as much as I usually do. Day X! Whoa! What kind of Day X craziness is going on? Day X. Okay. Dear Diary, is Mai really mad at me? She seems fine now, but it's not my fault that the normal boots guys like me. Or is it? Everything special always happens to me. Maybe Mai's right, and there's something about this main character deal I don't understand. It's the pink hair, man! It makes you a main character! Okay. I don't know why this says Day X. But we shall see. Despite our slight confrontation last night, Mai was as peppy as usual the next day. It seemed like there was no reason for me to worry, but that didn't mean I didn't. The bell rang and class started. Miss Shizuka wrote origami flowers on the board in an ornate script, then turned to glare at the class.
Class?
The flower festival is only a few days away. It's time again to start folding flowers to sell for the school. We do this every year, guys. I don't want to hear any groans. You're free to write me an essay on the importance of these funds for the school if you'd rather not participate. A few students rolled their eyes, but I smiled. It sounded kind of fun, and I hadn't folded origami in years. Yeah, origami is one of Hana's things, so that makes sense to me. I'm handing out practice sheets because I know how bad you guys are at origami. I'm only going to teach you once, so pay attention. Shizuka returned to the front of the class, picking an ornate green paper. As she instructed the class, I realized that these were the most basic version of origami flowers. I was already familiar with them. I folded my practice paper with ease while Shizuka roamed the room, helping the students who struggled to follow along. These creases are weak! Kindergartners could do better than this! Hell, my ex could do better than this! Uh-oh. Uh-oh! Sadness passed across Miss Shizuka's face. She turned to the boy next to her and slammed her hand on the desk. You need to be better! Be better for everyone's sakes! Oh god. This woman. It seemed like quite a few students were having trouble. I went to the front of the class to get some new paper, passing John on the way back to my seat. His paper caught my eye. You folded this the wrong way. Your flower's gonna be narrow if you keep going. I'll be honest with you, Hana. I have no idea what I'm doing. Help me. He kind of looked like he was about to cry. Oh, John! I knelt by his desk, unfolding and refolding his paper. This looks perfect. You're so good at origami. Did you have to make flowers at your old school too? No, I used to do origami a lot when I was younger. I guess muscle memory just kicked in. Thanks, though.
Really?
Really? What an odd skill to have. Is it? Please. John clasped a hand around my wrist. Stay with me. Help me. Sure, if you need it.
Yeah!
I knew I could count on you. Thank you, Hana. You're a goddess. I spent the entire rest of the class period slowly doling out lessons to John and PBG. I offered to help Shane, but he turned away from me, instead watching over John's shoulder. Oh, Shane. Shane is... I have a feeling Shane's gonna be the tsundere. It's not like I like you or anything, Hana. I kept my movements large and exaggerated so he could see too. It was nice to feel useful. When class was over, I headed back to the dorms with Mai. We had a long night ahead of us filled with homework and the possible reward of chocolate ice cream should we finish on time. But before I got far, someone called my name.
Hana!
Oh, it's Jeff! Jeff? Is everything okay? Hey, The Normal Boots Club has a meeting today, and PBG forgot to take his soccer uniform with him. He held up a blue and gold uniform. He won't have much time to change before practice if he doesn't have this, and I have to run down to the field. Can you take it for me? Of course we can! Mai grabbed the uniform from Jeff. Awesome! Thanks! He dashed towards the field. Mai turned to me, victory running through her face.
Yay!
Finally! A chance to see Jared in his element! Oh no! Come on, Hana, we've got to hurry! We approached the Normal Boots Club room, hearts thumping nervously. At least I assumed Mai's was. Judging by the way she was fidgeting like a hummingbird on acid, it was. A hummingbird on acid. We stepped up to the door and were about to knock when I heard my name on someone's lips. Hana. I froze and turned to Mai. Her face was lit and she pressed a finger to her lips. She leaned in closer to the door and I followed suit. Dude, I think it's fine. What do you think she's gonna do to us? You need to calm down.
No.
But it's so pink. No one has hair like that. Whoa! Whoa! Shane! Okay, we are not here to be subjected to this kind of pink-haired racism. Alright? Shane. It's natural. Hana doesn't have a choice. Don't be a jerk. People can't choose their hair color, Shane. That's a really poor reason to judge someone. Yes, it is. I know, but I don't trust people with pink hair. You know there's more to it than just the color. Don't deny it. Weird things always happen around people with pink hair. Oh, God. The fourth wall is being completely shattered right now. Sure, but they're not dangerous. Aren't they? My heart sank. I stepped away from the door, unwilling to hear more. Hana. I held up my hand and shook my head. Just when I thought I was beginning to win Shane over. Was this how he truly felt about me? I'm heading back. But I stepped past her, walking as quickly as I could back to the dorms. Luckily, I didn't pass anyone on my way back. I didn't think I could manage small talk without bursting into tears after what happened. I kicked off my shoes and went to sit my backpack down by my desk, passing the mirror. I paused as I did so, turning to the mirror, evaluating myself on a whole new level. So much grief. My hair caused me so much grief over the course of my life. Now, for some reason, Shane thought I was suspicious. I smoothed my hair with my hands, the shortness of it catching me by surprise. It was softer when it was long. With a sigh, I turned away and collapsed onto my bed, hugging Mr. Bunny to my chest. Should I dye my hair, Mr. Bunny? I raised him up, staring into his glassy eyes. Yeah, you're right. I rolled onto my side, squeezing Mr. Bunny to my chest. Satch said it himself. You don't choose your natural hair color. Mr. Bunny was small against me, and I smiled at him. At least he still liked me. Shaking my head, I went to my desk. I had better things to do than mope. You're still studying, Hana? I took my headphones out of my ears and turned to Mai. Is this a different day? No, this is the same day. Okay. Our plans for that evening were postponed, and I silently thanked her for not pushing me to keep them. I wasn't in the mood anymore. Yeah, it's only been a few hours. You haven't moved since I left the room last. She climbed her bed and dangled her hands off the side. At least take a break, okay? Well, I have been meaning to return the book I checked out. It was overdue, and I had to do it at some point. I was going to do it today, but after what happened, it was the last thing I wanted. That didn't make it any less overdue, though. Go do that! Meet me at dinner afterward. If you're going to spend the rest of your life studying, at least be nutritionalized. I stretched, bending backwards to apologize to my back for the hours of arching over my desk. I would have a hunchback by the end of my school career, I was sure. You're right. I'll go. I'll see you at dinner. It was pretty late when I got to the library. No one came at this time unless there was a term paper due. Since it was relatively early in the year, the room was barren. Satch was working the desk, as I suspected, but he was joined by PBG and Paul. Oh no. As soon as I saw them, I turned around, trying to walk right back out, but...
Hana.
Hey, Hana! Unfortunately, my hair also made me stick out like a sore thumb. I reluctantly joined them at the counter. What's up? Not much. I'm taking a study break to return the book I checked out. I took the book out of my bag and handed it to Satch. That book! I can't help but notice you're reading The Princess Betrothed. It's good, isn't it? Yeah! I never would have read it without Satch's suggestion, so I have to thank him. He nodded and put the book on the to-be-sorted shelf. No problem. I don't work in the library for nothing. I have another suggestion for you if you need one. No thanks. I want to get back to the dorms. Oh, come on. It's almost dinner. Let him check out this great book for you. Then we can all go to the cafeteria together. Well, alright. That was the last thing I wanted to do, but I was really bad at showing people that I didn't want to talk. Follow me to the fiction section. We set off through the library on an epic quest for adventure and fortune. My mind raced, trying to think of a good excuse so I didn't have to follow them into the cafeteria. Here it is, the Banana Club. He pulled a bright yellow book off the shelves. The Banana Club was written across in a bold font. Now, I know it sounds stupid. Looks kind of stupid too, honestly, but trust me, one of the most moving books I've ever read. The ending crushed me. He put a fist to his mouth and blinked rapidly. Don't cry now, Satch. I'm gonna stop before I spoil everything. He handed the book to me and I gazed blankly at the cover. Thanks, Satch. And, Hana? Huh? Are you alright? You don't look very well. I wasn't, really. But of course there was no way I was going to tell Satch that I eavesdropped on their private conversation. Yeah, I mean, what is she gonna say? I heard you jerks talking about my hair? Like, I am just feeling a little under the weather. I conjured a fake cough. It sounded pathetic. I think I'm gonna skip out on dinner, too. I'm not feeling well enough. Satch narrowed his eyes and nodded. If you say so. Do you still want to read this book? Yes, I do. Your suggestions haven't failed me so far. Okay, let me check it out for you real quick so you can get back and rest. When we got back, PBG and Paul were off on the other side of the room, Paul waving a book vehemently at PBG. Satch stepped behind the counter and grabbed my book. You know, if something is bothering you, or you're still getting used to the school, we're all here for you to talk to. I know. Transfers have it hardest around here, and everyone knows that. I nodded. He passed the book to me and I put it in my backpack. Just don't be a stranger, alright? I won't. Thanks, Satch. I'll see you tomorrow. Satch knows something's up. Satch is a very empathic person. I feel like he feels a disturbance in the force. I waved goodbye to him and made my way back to the dorm. Somehow Satch always knew when I was upset and how to make me feel better. It helped that Paul and PBG weren't acting any different to me than normal either. Maybe it really was just Shane with the problem. Whatever problem that was.
Hana!
Hana? I looked up. John was standing in front of my desk, eyes glittering. Oh, is this a new day? Yes, it's day Y! We went from day X to day Y. Dear Diary, why won't people just leave me and my stupid hair alone? What's the big deal? What am I supposed to do about it? There's nothing I can do, even if I want to. Jimmy let slip that he sleeps with stuffed animals on his bed at night. I told him about my stuffed rabbit and we had a heart-to-heart. I never thought someone would understand what it was like, but he did. What? Oh, what is she talking about? I'm not quite sure. I looked up. John was standing in front of my desk, eyes glittering. Yes? Oh, here we go. I need you in my play. Please, Hana. What? John grabbed my shoulders, his arms shaking so much I felt like I was vibrating. The Drama Club. Our play this year, we're doing Romeo and Juliet. I've been thinking about it for so long I couldn't have just anyone, and I wasn't finding someone who fit my particular needs. But then you come along. I've been watching you. I'm sure you can do it. Please, Hana, I need you. Only you. Did he want me to be Juliet?
Huh.
At least come see what I've been working on. Please, Hana. See, I'm having the same conundrum I do every time a choice like this comes up, which is I don't want to be super nice to everybody because I'm afraid that's going to give me a bad end. I'd probably take him up on it though. I was in drama club in high school. All through high school, in fact. So I love drama club, and I would jump at the chance to be in this kind of a play. So I suppose we'll say, okay. I'll come and see, I guess.
Yeah!
Oh, Hana, thank you so much. You're a darling. John flung his arms around my neck, then just as quickly let go. I glanced away to hide my face, sure I was turning pink. Awesome! This will be great! Meet me after school in the theater. I've got everything prepared for you. Yeah, great. Well, now that that's settled, come on, Hana, let's go to lunch! I love how the normal Boots guys have just clung to Hana. It's adorable. I think they're just happy to see somebody treating them like normal people. Like, that's what I assume is going on. Or it's just the pink hair, you know, it's just that main character thing going on. He hustled out of the room with a bird-like grace. I stared after him. It was like a whirlwind just left. He honestly reminded me a lot of Mai.
Hey.
You coming, Hana? He poked his head around the corner. Yeah! He might have been spending too much time with that bird. Don't insult Jacques! Man, that test today was brutal. I totally bombed it. I failed miserably. PBG held up his paper. There was a big red F at the top. John winced and slowly raised his own failed exam. The two laughed and high-fived. Of course they did. It's not a big deal. I'll just retake it later. I've had way better things to do than study. I never thought I'd pass. Gerard and I did wonderfully. Most of our homeroom did. Maybe your teacher teaches differently? Nope. I got an 89, so it's not Miss Shizuka. These two are just massive idiots. I nodded. I didn't feel like admitting to my 93, not after seeing how badly John and PBG did.
Awesome!
Wow, that's awesome, Shane! It's like your mind is just made for facts. You totally deserve it. Did you get your 97 raised, Gerard? That's not like you at all, Gerard. Gerard laughed sheepishly.
Completed.
Yeah, I got my 100. To be fair, I would have gotten 100 like normal, but one of the questions could be answered in 2 ways. I told the teacher and he changed my score accordingly. I think you got a couple of points too, Satch. You had to have that 100, didn't you? Did you get a completion bonus?
Huh.
I get to take a lot of crap from you guys. That's more than enough to make it worth it. I smiled alongside them, still feeling somewhat out of my element. Shane's comments hung over my head even now, but I didn't think there was much I could do about it. Before class, I quickly filled Mai in on John's proposition. I'm kinda worried about it.
What?
Are you kidding, Hana? He wants you to be Juliet! Well, he didn't say that. Don't jump to conclusions. And he'll be Romeo! Oh, that's so romantic. He's totally hitting on you. You're convinced that they're all hitting on me. Like, you just keep saying that they're all hitting on me. I don't know, Mai. I'm really not an actress. I'm bad at the limelight. There's no way he wouldn't have noticed that, and I doubt he's hitting on me either. Hana, get a grip on yourself! You're one of the nicest people I've ever met. Any guy would be lucky to have you. True, Hana's a pretty cool person. That's why you're my best friend. I mean, why else would he make such a big deal out of it? He did seem upset. You might have a point. John is Romeo and me is Juliet. I really, really think that you are overthinking this. It was corny, but kind of cute. Visions of myself and John in period clothes sleeping across the stage floated through my mind. You're going to be so disappointed. Spotlights glistening in his hair. Oh. He leaned in towards me. Oh. On guard! No, Jesus Christ! Ian! Ah! Ah! I love the sounds John makes. Romeo, my love! Juliet, this isn't how the story was supposed to go. Romeo! Ah! Whoa, what's wrong? Nothing, sorry. Is class over? Yeah, you're going to the theater, right? After that daydream, it was hardly like I had a choice.
Bye-bye.
I'll see you back at the dorms.
Bye.
Okay, bye. It's okay, Hana. You can do this. The theater is here, right? The door opened in a gorgeous room with bright red seats. John was down on the stage, his arms flung to the ceiling. Doth thou protestations relinquish mine famine? Nay. Jacques! 11 out of 10! Nay! Jacques, you've got to have a little more intensity. Don't you want to be famous? Nay. Why, you little... excuse me?
Hana!
Hana! His voice shot up several octaves. Come in, come in, come in! He leapt up the stairs, grabbed me by the hand, and pulled me into the room. I wasn't sure you were going to come. Thank you so much, Hana. You were really the only person I could trust to do this. About that, John. I don't know about this. Oh, here we go! It's gonna happen! It's gonna happen. I'm really not an actress. There's no way I could be Juliet. Yep. He stopped pulling me. Who said anything about Juliet? Didn't you?
No.
No, he did not! That wasn't the part you wanted to talk to me about? That's really presumptuous. Oh, no, of course not. You're right. You're not suited to Juliet at all. Ouch. Oh, Hana. He ran backstage, returning with a large inflatable bag. Oh, no. Actually, I wanted you to be... Drum roll, please, Jacques. Da 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 da. He tossed the bag on the stage. The crumpled plastic unraveled, revealing...
Yeah!
A tree! Oh my god, John. Tree. You're perfect for the part. You're so shy and quiet, and you have an impressive ability to stand still for long periods of time. Why, John? Why? The other day in class, you stayed into space for almost 20 minutes straight and didn't move a muscle. Oh. Why don't you just get, like, a tree prop? John, God, when I was at Theater Guild, we had so many props. Of course. Why would he want me to play a lead role? It was obvious I wasn't cut out for that kind of thing. Wanting to play the Romeo to my Juliet. How ludicrous. What's wrong? Of course I wouldn't be able to play Juliet. No one would think I could do that. Well, it's not that you can't. But John wasn't trying to be mean. He just didn't seem to get that it was insulting. I'll think about it, okay? But I think I'm gonna go for now. If you say so, be sure to give me your answer soon. I'm so ready for this. It's gonna be the best play yet, especially with Jacques as our Juliet. Oh, God. Okay, Hana now officially has no reason to be insulted. Look, you can't outact Jacques, right? I love you. Ellipses. Goodbye, John.
See you later.
See you later, Hana. How awful was that? Yeah, it was pretty awkward. I shut the door to the dorm room, wanting nothing more than to collapse onto my bed.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Hana! My way was lying on her bunk upside down, her red hair spilling over the side. Something glinted in her hands. What are you doing? I'm cutting our little blossoms, see? She held a pink cherry blossom to the ceiling. It's so your senpai will notice you. What are you even talking about? You know, senpai always notices the girl when she's outside surrounded by a shower of cherry blossom petals, the wind blowing in her hair.
Bingo.
Your guy will definitely notice you with these. A flash of anger ripped through me. Why don't you just save them for yourself? Jared will never notice you without them. Whoa! Hana! Whoa! 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 Time out, Hana! Uncalled for! I turned on my heel and walked out of the dorm room. What a bitchy thing to do! It was because of stuff like that that I thought John was trying to... No. It was stupid of me to imagine it could happen in the first place. I stepped out to the front of Poppy Hall, the crisp air wafting against my face and cooling my skin. A faint tinge of smoke threaded its way into my hair, reminding me of days spent cooking with my father. How stupid. I headed... Ooh, this is pretty. Oh, I like the moving clouds in the back. That's a really sweet touch. Oh, this is cool. I headed for the field, my stomach sinking with every step. I shouldn't have snapped at Mai. None of this was her fault. Yeah, you better hope that she accepts your apology. You better apologize to her, Hana. And she was being so nice to me, and I said that awful thing to her. She was never going to want to be my friend again. I stopped at a tree and leaned against it. The sun was rapidly setting, the night air growing colder and colder. Although I was shivering, I didn't want to go back inside. There was no way I could face Mai after what happened. What a terrible person I was. I sat down and hugged my knees, pressing my head into my arms. I stayed that way for a long time, trying not to pay attention to what was going through my head. Oh, the nighttime thing looks even cooler. Oh, there's... Oh, that is such a cool effect. I like the clouds moving against the stars. That's awesome. The wind picked up, roaring past me and whipping my hair against my skin. It was so loud I didn't hear the footsteps until they were right next to me. I looked up. Mai! I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have snapped at you. I was just upset because I thought John wanted me to be Juliet, but it turns out he wanted me to be a tree. I shouldn't have cared so much about it. I'm really just an awful person. Mai let out a peal of laughter. That John! He doesn't mean anything by it. But that is something he would do. He's nice, but he can be a little clueless sometimes. She sat next to me and wrapped an arm around my shoulders. Together we huddled against the rough bark of the oak tree, somewhat sheltered from the wind. You remember what Shane said about my hair? Mai's arms tightened around me. I've been on edge ever since. I don't know how to face them, even when they're being nice. I'm so afraid they hate me. I'm sorry I'm such a coward. Well, it's okay. We're all cowards sometimes. Maybe we should just approach our problems directly instead of coming at them from the side with flowers and friendship. You want to join the Normal Boots Club, don't you? Yes. Well, I want to date Jared. Neither of these will happen if we keep avoiding stuff that makes us nervous. Yeah. If we want something, we should go get it. We shouldn't... Look, just because we're used to waiting for things to happen to us doesn't mean that they're always going to if we're just patient enough. Hana, if you want to join the Normal Boots Club, you have to keep moving forward, strongly, without fear, without looking back, right? Yeah. And the same goes for you, Mai. Yeah, it does. I rested my head on my shoulder, thankful that she was taller than my paltry 5'2". Girl, I'm 4'11". Trust me, being short, not glamorous. She laid her head on top of my own.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to try harder. Nothing good came of me avoiding my problems and being a coward. I can't keep running away, or else eventually I'm going to run out of places to go, and then I'll break. If I really want to make a new life at Asagao, I have to try.
Seriously.
I'm going to be my best self and be myself. And I'm going to actually try. Oh, going to too. Oh god, the inner writer's editor in me is... That's really the only issue I've seen in this game so far, though. This game has been really, really well done. Who knows? Maybe Shane will warm up to me eventually. Mai pulled me closer into a hug. That's the spirit? Now, what do you say we get inside? It's freezing. Yes, let's, and... Thank you, Mai. Mai smiled at me. No, thank you. Let's go. Well, thank goodness Mai was nice enough to forgive us. 'Cause, seriously, Hana, what you said to her was not cool at all. Is this... Yep, this is Daisy. Okay, we have a new journal entry. Dear Diary, a tree? John wants me to be a tree? Does he not realize how that feels, or is he just that dumb of a boy? Also, I was listening to the radio today and one of Luke's songs played. An actual song on an actual radio station by a guy I know. I better get concert tickets when he makes it big. I still don't know what some of these things that she's writing are. Quickly! There's only 2 minutes left! Giant yellow letters ballooned on my phone's screen, blocking several falling cubes and preventing me from making more combos and deploying more troops. Damn it, get out of the way! A small yellow plush with a gray smiley face waved a sword, and the big bad, a giant, came rushing out of the castle. Smiley man, so we meet again. What are you doing? Ah! You lose. Ah, no! Oops. Sorry. Oh, Ian! Oh, Ian! Ian, the brutal moose of yore, stood over my shoulder, peering at my phone. What do you want? Yeesh, touchy, aren't we? Oh my god, he actually talks in Comic Sans! They weren't lying. He talks in fucking Comic Sans. I am so conflicted right now because I absolutely adore Ian. But Comic Sans is awful. He actually talks in Comic Sans. That is funny and sad at the same time. Oh my god. What are you doing playing such a boring game anyway? Nothing. I was waiting for Mai and I was bored. To tell the truth, I was practicing. That game's similar to the one that's going to be in the tournament, right? You lost pretty quickly. It doesn't seem like you're any good. He looked at my phone again and froze. I glanced back at the screen. My score was still slowly totaling, speeding over to the 100,000 range.
What?
Holy crap! How did you do that? Do what? Your score. That's incredible. How long have you been playing this game? I'd never seen Ian so animated. If you asked me, I would say he almost cared about what was happening. Aww. Ian cares sometimes. I guess 2 weeks maybe? Only 2 weeks. He put his hand to his chin and thought, if you're this good at this game, you might be able to learn to play the one for the tournament. Well, what are you suggesting? He glared at me. We both know you'd love to join the Normal Boots Club, and they need someone to fill puzzle games during the tournament. Ah, looks like puzzle games is going to be our thing. You need to join the team. I gazed at him, trying to read his face. Could he be pulling my leg? Or is he trying to make her think that she got a good score to get her on their team to sabotage them? Ian, are you pulling some shenanigans? Alright? Don't sass me here, boy. No shenanigans from you. Ian. It was possible that I was actually much worse than average, and he wanted me to join the team to drag down their score. See? I had the same thought. A dirty move, but I wasn't sure Ian wouldn't do it if given the chance. Yeah, she doesn't really know Ian. Ian sighed. Look, at least give it some thought. That was impressive, and I wouldn't mind having some competition for once. Oh, so you're their puzzle person. Alright. He turned on his heel and ambled to his seat. What was that about? I told her what just happened.
Really?
Really? He thinks you have what it takes? That would be awesome, wouldn't it, Hana? Isn't this exactly what you wanted? I guess. Not everyone's so enthusiastic about having me on the team, though. Yeah. Shane's glaring face passed through my mind. I'm sure if you proved yourself, it would be alright. What are you going to do? I'm not sure. I'd like to try. There's no way to... Well, we resolved that we were going to do this. That we were going to put our minds to it. So, I'd like to try. Even if I fail, I'm going to work hard and give it my best. And maybe I can even make Shane and the others accept me. Now is not the time for me to sit around and wonder what else I can do.
Yeah!
There's my girl! Oh, Hana, you're catapulting through the sky like a shooting star. Bless. And what you're going to do next? Talk to them? An image of myself going head to head with Shane flickered through my mind. Maybe not just yet. Sensing my unease, Mai shrugged. Well, don't worry about it too much. Ian's part of Hidden Block after all. It wouldn't help him to have competition. And besides... Shizuka stalked in, looking furious. Turn to page 394! Oh. Uh-oh. And that was the end of that. Finally, class was over. I gathered my bags and joined Mai as she headed to the door. Hana? Shane stood before me, shifting from foot to foot. Oh! Oh, Shane! Uh-oh. Can I speak to you? Oh, no! What's happening? A lump formed in my throat. What did he want now? Sure. Mai, go on ahead. If you say so. With a worried tone in her voice, Mai left us alone. Shane waved me out of the classroom and into a nook next to the window. It came to my attention that I perhaps said something that perhaps I should not have said. Oh, did Satch figure out? Did Satch figure out that this is what was bothering us and yelled at Shane? And that perchance I may have possibly bothered you in some such fashion as to cause... Let me try this line again. And that perchance I may have possibly bothered you in some such fashion as cause of my words that I said. I'm sorry? Yes, exactly. Either they somehow figured out what was bothering me, or they just are kind of assuming that it must have been something Shane said. Ellipses. What?
Well...
I'm sorry for what I said about your hair. Okay, they figured out what it was. My heart skipped a beat. How did you know I heard that? Mai. She came to my room last night and tore my ear off. Oh, Mai! Oh, my. My chagrin quickly turned to gratefulness. How many other girls would go to one of the most popular guys in school and chew him out because he was mean to her friend? Especially when I wasn't even supposed to hear it. I hope you can forgive me. A weight lifted from my shoulders. Oh no, I'm really happy. Thank you so much for apologizing to me. To be honest, I've been worrying about this for a while now, so I'm glad you've changed your mind. I didn't say that. I deflated. Look, it's not really about you. Or, in a way it is, but you can't really help that. Oh, is this a girlfriend, like, or ex-girlfriend that was mentioned kind of briefly? Does she have pink hair? Do you have a thing against pink hair? Did you get burned by a woman with pink hair, Shane? Is that supposed to make me feel better? Never mind. Look, you have to come with me. I have a surprise. Following Shane around was not something I would particularly like to do, especially considering what just happened, but... yeah, okay. Shane grabbed my wrist and led me down the hallway. I could probably have followed him just as well without his needing to do that, but there were worse things in this world. Before long, we wound up in front of the Normal Boots Club room. What is this? Without saying a word, Shane opened the door and led me in. Inside, the entirety of Normal Boots was waiting, along with a sullen-faced Ian.
Bye.
Ian, what did you do? I don't know if you did something good or bad, or if I'm going to be inducted into the Normal Boots Club. I don't know what's happening. Ian is up to some shenanigans. I call shenanigans on you, good sir. Well, looks like my work here is done. Goodbye. He brushed past me as PBG began to laugh. Thanks, man. See you at the tournament. So, Hana, I bet you're wondering why Mr. Stoic brought you here. A little bit, yeah. As you know, there's a tournament that happens each year in early spring. This year, the tournament is in about a month and a half. We each compete in various events. It used to be an easy win, but with Hidden Block around, things changed. We want to keep our competitive edge. Something happened last year that made it so we no longer have someone competing in the puzzle category. I stand by my decision. Oh, jeez. So we need someone to take John's place. Oh. Oh, John no longer wants to play puzzle games. I don't understand. We all have different categories we're entering into, and half of us have jobs or other clubs that we're busy with. We can't exactly take more on. For example, I compete in the invention and game design category. I play retro games. Get a higher score than the other fellow by the end of the level, that kind of thing. I play pinball on the machines and the arcade that the arcade provides, and it's the same thing, really. Shane does Mario Kart racing, or at least he will this year. I do completion speedruns, so I gather and accomplish everything in a game as fast as possible. That sounds like Gerard. It's just as draining as it sounds. Yeah, must be exhausting. We compete in the tag team 80s and 90s arcade beat-em-ups. Specific, I know. And I, oh Jared, I dance. Oh God! Oh, he DDRs. Oh Lord. We each have our own fields, and we can't take the time to learn a new one. So, Ian told us how good you are at Dumbadoom's Revenge. He suggested you went to the tournament as a member of the Normal Boots Club. Really? Why on earth would he do that? He's won that event every year he's gone to school in this district. He wants a little challenge this time around. I could actually see Ian doing that. Just because we're rivals doesn't mean we're not friends. Anyways, we voted on whether you should join the club and, well, long story short, we've got a compromise. You enter the tournament, and if you win, you get to join the Normal Boots Club. Oh, here we go. If you lose, well, you don't have what it takes. Okay, this is what those tournament points are for. I have a feeling we need to get enough of them to join the Normal Boots Club. What do you say? This was amazing. This was exactly what I wanted. This was my chance, but...
I don't know.
Yeah, she said it herself. If I lost, didn't that mean I would lose their friendship too? No. That's no. I'd be a laughing stock, and I'd be left alone again.
Hana.
My? You should accept. But where did you even come from? Don't you remember what you told me?
Uh-huh.
No more giving up. Yeah, I do. Okay, I'm going to try. And that was how I got the opportunity to join the Normal Boots Club. If I could win my event for the tournament, I would officially join the team. If I didn't, the club would be more likely to lose the tournament and I wouldn't get to stick around. It was scary, but if I succeeded, it would be worth it. Okay, so this is the next day, and I think this is a good place to stop, because yes! So we finally have an opportunity to join the Normal Boots Club, which is awesome. So I assume that's what those tournament points are going to be for. We're probably going to have some sort of mini games or choices or something we're going to have to do to earn our way into the Normal Boots Club. Yeah, so we're finally kind of ramping up the drama a little bit in the story, which is awesome. So yeah, that should be good for tonight. Thank you, everybody who dropped in to join. You look in the chat, you'll see all of the following info. You can follow me on Twitter at @TheGinaChew, or you can follow me here on Twitch to see when I go live next. And until then, I will see all of you guys soon. Tomorrow, probably closer to my normal time of 7 p.m. Eastern, should be my next stream. So check it out, and I hope all of you guys have a great night.